Okay. All right. Yeah.
The show starts now.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the Three Wide Racing Podcast Show, brought to you in part by none other than Wide TV and R.K Productions. Relive some of last week's racing action and get prepared for this week's races with a host of your Three Wide drivers and owners. I'm your host, Kyle Hanshaw. Alongside me tonight is my buddy Johnny Thomas, and Carlos is up at the control booth. So let's roll into our weekend review, I guess. Johnny, you could go first on that, bud.
Okay, Kyle. Well, what happened with me? Did the trucks, did the cup. Ran pretty good in the truck. I thought I had a better truck than the cup race, and I guess we don't have any other truck guys here, so I'm going to talk about the truck race and get it over with. But it was super hard to pass. If you were riding that top lane, you could not pass down at the bottom. You could get side by side with the guy. The bottom would work when the tires wore off, but on newer tires, everybody was riding the top, and it was so hard to pass. And if you caught a guy that was slower than you, he either had to give you a break, or you were just going to ride behind him and lose tons of time. And that's what kind of happened with me. Middle through that race, as I got behind Luis for like 25 laps. And just could not pass him. I tried everything, and I lost about 4 seconds. But Luis normally races pretty good, and I'm not going to complain too much about it. I give Luis a lot of room. He does the same. So that was difficult. Peter ended up winning. I'll talk about that. Peter won the race, his first win. Another thing I got to say is there's been, 7 or 8 races. We've had a winner in each of these races, so a different winner. So that's pretty cool. I think Corey's looking over that and seeing that truck series is really competitive, and it's really fun. I'm having a blast in the truck series. Moved up to, I think, 7th in points, so now I got a legitimate shot to make the playoffs, and I wasn't really planning on that. I wasn't planning on running all the races, so I might have to think that over again. But come away with, I think, a 7th, so I was happy. The cup race, man, I'm loving this cup series right now. I'm having so much fun in that series as well. Ended up with a P5 last night. The track was fast. Paul was fast. Peter was fast. Cameron and Levi, all those guys in the top 4 in points were all quick. It was fun battling with them. Kevin was fast. I think he ended up second. That was just a race where you had to hit your marks every lap. The tires were wearing off. It's cool. It was cool to see the tire wear and the amount of grooves you could work through. So I got P5. I was happy with that. 6 in the points. I think I'm 4th overall in points, but in the playoff points, I'm 6th. Got a big gap over 12th place. I think 64 points. So 9 races left. I'm in good shape right now, but I'm having a blast. That Cup Series is really, really fun right now. But I think that's all I got to say. Kyle, how was your week?
Well, my week was not that great. I actually had to go to work. I got called out to flag at a local dirt track in the area where I live at on Sunday, so I couldn't run the truck race. And Monday, for the cup race, that was eventful, I guess. Qualified in the back. Can't qualify to save my life. So I was just trying to basically survive and just see what I came into practice late, and I was just kind of gonna ride in the back and see how the track progressed throughout the race. And I just didn't have the speed in the car. The driver didn't have any speed. I should have practiced more.
Why didn't the driver have any speed?
Because I didn't get any practice. I didn't practice all week. I was busy, and just didn't get the seat time that I needed to compete this past week. But I mean, I held my own there for a little bit. I think I got up to 12th or 13th and was running there, and then just fell back on the long runs. I was expecting a little more cautions than what we had. But I mean, all in all, it was an eventful night, to say the least.
Yeah, you talked about qualifying. I feel like qualifying is it's always been important, but last year you saw a little bit of it, and then this year qualifying is so important. Just for the fact of when you qualify up front, you get to see these fast guys' lines and what they're running, their breaking points, and it makes you faster. When you're riding in the back, when you qualify 10th through 20th, you don't see that, so you're constantly slower than 1st through 10th, and it's hard to work your way up there. So that's what I've made a priority. I said I got to qualify in the top 10 in order to be a top 5 or top 10 driver, and it's been tricky. And you saw with Kevin Finn, he's been qualifying bad. This week was his first race where he qualified up front. You saw what happened.
Yeah, it's definitely have to get some practice in and see how these guys drive the track that we go to every week. It's just so hard.
Well, you're only
I don't know what I'm saying.
you're only seven points out of the cutoff, so that ain't bad.
Yeah. Trucks, I fell back 3 spots. I believe I dropped. I'm back to 17th, and then the Cup, I fell back to 15th. But I mean, I feel like I can weasel my way in there. Hopefully, when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Cup standings, we're going to talk about it later, but that playoff cutoff, it's awesome. But we'll
It's
talk
heating
about
up,
it later.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay,
Yeah,
we
for
can
sure.
roll on.
All right, let's go into. We'll just skip the spot
Yeah, we don't have
on,
it.
spot
We don't
off,
have
I
any
guess.
spot on, spot off tonight. We're just kind of
No,
winging it.
we're
only the
winging
2
it
of
tonight,
us.
folks. Yep. Just having fun with it, I guess. So I guess we'll just go into some talking points. Let's talk about the setups for the realistic weather. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, a lot of people weren't happy with it. We Thursday we practiced, and it was on the chip. We dialed it back some to get it off the chip. Then we rolled into Monday, and the weather went down a little bit. I think 3 degrees, which you may be like, wow, 3 degrees
Yeah.
ain't going to do anything. And instead, we were back on the chip. Really, it didn't make for the racing to be really any different. You don't really want to be on the chip because it can affect your anything. Really, it messes with your braking points and everything. But we didn't have hardly any cautions on Monday. Do I want to see a change? It's hard to change because we already made the change and the weather changed a little bit. But I'm completely fine with this because I love realistic weather. And if I go down one road, it might sway that I don't like realistic weather. But I think it was fine. I'm fine with it.
I didn't really notice a problem. I mean, I noticed more in practice and qualifying than I did in the race because, I mean, when you got on those long runs, you didn't hit the chip so often, and I for one like the realistic weather change that we did for this season. I think it brings something new to the table, and guys have to adjust week in and week out, and I think that's a cool thing for our league. So.
I definitely think it's even the playing field just a little bit, and that's what you wanted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see Hackathorn up front. Luis, Dylan Hickey is 9th in points. Myself, I think I'm improved a lot from realistic weather, so I think it's a plus. So I'm not going to complain about the setup. I think it was fine.
Yeah. Let's talk about the. I guess this was a issue last night in the Cup race. Lap cars racing the leaders when they're about to go a lap down. Is this like a go or no go type thing?
See, there's so many gray areas in racing where you can agree or disagree, but then agree on another issue. That was raised up because of an incident. I was right behind it. It was with Peter and Hackathorn. Peter was quick. Hackathorn was also quick. Hackathorn was on the lead lap. Peter was a lap down. And Peter was racing Matt pretty hard, and he wasn't letting Matt by. And I could see Matt was a little bit quicker. But the thing is, they were both catching the pack. I think Matt was 5th or 6th, and they were catching 2nd through 4th. So Matt was upset because Peter didn't let him by. From a lead lap standpoint, I would probably be a little aggravated with Peter not letting me by. But also I know Peter is always fast, and if he lets me by, he's going to be right on my butt, and I feel like that's more aggravating than somebody being in front of me.
Yeah.
But then if I'm a lap car, Peter was 1 lap down. I think he thought that he could catch 1st place or 2nd place and get himself back on the lead lap, the old-fashioned way. So I don't know. You got to be extremely slower to be holding me up and to make me mad, or multiple laps down. There's fast guys that are sometimes multiple laps down that race you hard, and it's kind of pointless because they're not racing for anything. But Peter was 1 lap down, and he was battling for the lucky dog. I'm assuming there's cars being lapped. So
yeah,
I think Peter was I don't think he was at fault here.
That's kind of, like you said, a gray area there because, these guys know how Peter races and how fast he is week in and week out. If he comes up on me a lap down, I'll probably just let him by. Like if I was Hackathorn, I know Hackathorn was, he was fast all night, but, Peter, like you said, is probably battling for the, lucky dog position and whatnot. But that's, now if it was someone that was slower in the league, and we all know that he's a, slower driver, not as skilled, then that's a whole, different story. But
yeah,
it's just,
I think it was fine.
yeah,
I'm sure more of this happens. It was just really
just impatience.
Yeah, and there were. I'm sure it happens a lot in the race, but Hackathorn and Short, they were talking about it during the race. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's one of them deals.
One of them things.
One of them deals, it happens.
Let's move on here to.
We're flying.
Yeah, we are flying.
We're flying right through it.
Carlos, should we go to commercial break? Get a word of our sponsors in.
No, hey, producer Carlos just said, talking point, Truck Series cautions. I forgot about that.
So, from what I heard from you guys, it was a pretty clean race, all throughout it. And then what you
120
said,
laps of clean racing.
Yeah, like the last 30, 35 laps maybe. It just was caution fest and went all to hell.
Yeah, I forgot all about this.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
Oh yeah. Well, we had an awesome race. It was a 150 lap race. We battled for 120 laps. Had a caution, which is fine. And then we had 5 cautions with 30 laps to go. We had 5 cautions, and the race ended under caution, I think. But the part that amazed me was we were 2 and 3 wide in the front, 1st through 10th. But for some reason, 15th through 20th kept wrecking. And it blows my mind that this happens every week, that the guys in the back are crashing. I don't understand. You're racing and I know everybody has to race. This is going to make me look bad. Everybody has to contend and to try to move up and move up in points and get positions, but you have to realize that the battle for the win is going on, and it was a great battle, 1st through 5th, and they could never battle it out, and the guys in the back just was impatient. I didn't see any of the wrecks really because they were all behind me, but I'm after 3 cautions. Don't you have to realize that maybe you should settle down some?
That goes back to what we talk about. It seems like every week on this show is, the give and take and knowing what kind of situation you're in on track when you're battling, guys for position. I mean, it seems like a issue everywhere we go, but I mean, I don't know if it's getting resolved as the weeks go on, but definitely a topic of concern.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's always happening. So I'm trying to look up the results right now to see who was all part of it.
And another thing, like you probably see these guys, seeing how long they've been racing and on iRacing or in the league in general, and you wouldn't expect that from them, but it happens.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Closing laps of the race, people want to be a hero, but you can't be a hero from 15th. So
yeah,
I'm looking at the highest incident in Iowa was 10. That's actually really good, but
wow,
a lot of them people probably got all their incidents within 30 laps to go. So I don't know.
You can't. I don't understand too. Like I've brought it up. Got to finish a race. You can't compete for position or a win if you don't finish a race.
Yeah. I don't know. It's actually really good with incident points.
Yeah, I wonder what the cup was.
Probably about the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully we don't run into that problem, but we always do. And this was a shorter track, and it's pretty close racing. So we'll see what happens next month or whenever we race again. We can probably go on from that topic and venture off into a new one.
We just got information that the Houston Rockets are up over the Golden State Warriors 53-46 at half. So that's cool. Oh God. Well, let's move on here.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about something that was actually brought up in the driver committee chat today.
What was it?
There is a rumor going around that some drivers would like to start a mini fun series. Let's put it that way. In 3 Wide.
Oh.
Maybe like do a weekday race show. I don't know.
3 Wide TV doing it?
I think we might be broadcasting that too, Carlos. There, 3 Wide TV may. That's the rumor around. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's just the word. It may or may not happen, folks. But you might want to pay attention to the 3 Wide TV Twitter page and also 3 Wide Racing.
That page is hard to run. Whoever runs that 3 Wide TV account, it does a great job.
Oh yeah, but
phenomenal.
What kind of format or cars would you like to see if we were to have this series?
Well, I don't know. Carlos is screaming in my ear. Modified short tracks. That'd be fun. A modified series would be fun. I don't know what Corey has in mind. I always like to look at the bigger picture on these things, and I always like to get people to come in, newer faces, because when you get 10 or 15 guys that race Sundays and Mondays, and then they come and maybe race on a Wednesday for a series, it's going to get old, and some of them guys will venture off and do their own thing. But I would like for us to merge just for this fun series with a different league, and get more guys involved with 3 Wide TV. Kind of a league that's maybe not as established that wants to get bigger.
Get their name out there.
Mm-hmm. So if we could get a league with a good 15 drivers and kind of merge, do this little fun series on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever they plan on doing it, maybe free or just a small entry, $5 or something. But really, I don't really care what the short races. Obviously, I thought the DD series was perfect format. It was shorter. Um, so maybe like timed races. I think that'd be cool. Like have like a timed race, say like 60 minutes is all you get, or an hour 20. But really, modifies would be cool. We could switch it up. We could do dirt cars. We could do Indy cars. We can do anything. Um, but I'm all for it, just as long as we get new faces into the league, not the same faces.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. I definitely think it would be a good thing to do for the league. It'll be fun for us drivers. I know that because it's just something new and something else to race and just have fun with, and not like worry about who's pissing who off, and oh, you cut me off there or whatever. Just have fun racing. Don't take it as serious as the Cup or the Truck Series, and have fun with it. But for like the cars, I I would be fine with branching off and switching it up um, every week, or just do how we did for the Triple Crown, like maybe break it up, have 3 races of one car, 3 of another car, just some deal like that. And I do think if we were to go with like just strictly asphalt, I think shorter tracks and super speedways would be key, and probably the most fun for the drivers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I ran a couple laps. I did some races with the Whelen Modified. I think that'd be cool, like to do on Martinsville or Bristol or something like that.
That'd be fun. I'd be fun with it. Even modifieds are fun. Late models are fun, but you have to put them on short tracks. If you put them on anything bigger than that, they're not fun. Or they're fun. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'd be something to look forward to. This ain't you watching. This isn't going to happen the next month or so. We got a lot of cool things going on, but the mini fun series isn't going to happen just yet. I know we're in discussions or whatever with Corey, but definitely look forward to it. And if anybody's listening, I don't know who listens to this thing, but if anybody's listening, that
probably nobody.
Probably nobody listens.
Carlos and his family. That's all.
They sit down
those
at
are our
dinner and
fans.
listen to the 3 Wide TV podcast.
Yep.
Um,
And we appreciate you guys for doing that.
But if you are listening and you do have a league that is an all right league that wants to be more popular, contact Corey.
That's Corey Lindsay. Corey.
Everybody
Lindsay.
knows. They'll know.
Everybody knows Corey.
But yeah, that's a good possibility in the future.
What were those cars that we ran at Charlotte for that little fun race that we did? The oh god, what the heck? Yes, the Legends.
Yeah,
we ran the Legends track at Charlotte. That was a blast. It was really hard, but it was fun.
You could honestly have a Legends series, if you wanted to where you could go to 5 asphalt tracks and 5 dirt tracks, and that would be an awesome series for that Wednesday night. I think that would be great. I would be all for a Legends series schedule.
I think that would be the car to go with for sure. Let's move on to what we got here. Let's talk about the playoffs.
Ooh.
We got 7 races before the Truck Series playoffs.
9 races. Oh, 7 races for the playoffs?
7 races for the trucks.
Oh, 9 for the playoffs.
And 9
for the Cup.
For the Cup.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything's heating up. Guys are
crazy right now.
Guys are driving a little extra harder, trying to get them points, get as many points as they can racked up before we hit playoff time. But I mean, what do you think going for the Truck Series side of it?
Well, let me look at the points.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Well, these summer months are always really tricky because you either get really confident in yourself or you kind of get in a lull where it's really boring. So usually this is where you can make up your most ground because summer months usually the entry list kind of dwindles just a tiny bit, so you can get some points. Looking at the truck schedule or the truck standings, top 12 advance. Kurt is 13th, 6 points down. Really, it's kind of spread out in the trucks. Nathan Velez is 16th. He's 18 points back. And then you got another 15 points between him and you.
Yeah.
So you have I don't know, what's 45 minus 12? 33. Right? Yeah. So you got a 33-point gap. So I don't really see, I don't know, that standings for the trucks, it might not change. Kurt's pretty fast, so he might bounce in there. If I had to pick one guy to fall out, nothing against him, but maybe Chad falls out and Kurt comes in. Other than that, I don't really see anything. You got to make up all your points on the dirt and the short track side.
Yeah, that'll be.
And we also go to, we go back to, I think, Daytona or Talladega before the playoffs start.
I believe we do, yeah.
So for the trucks, that's what I see happening. For the Cup side is nuts. We have
it's getting crazy.
9th through 15th is separated by, let me look, I had it up here, 19 points.
19
so you could fall back. You could be 9th. Dylan Hickey next week, right now he's 9th. He could be 15th. That's really tight. Sam has a 115-point cushion on 12th. So I think he's already going to clinch himself in here pretty soon. I got a big gap. Hackathorn has a big gap. Luis has a big gap. But what you have to worry about is those guys winning. That's out of it. I think Chuck can win any week. So if he wins, that's going to take a spot out. Nathan Velez is fast. He won at Charlotte a couple years ago. He could win. Richard, my teammate, he could win. So you're still not safe. I'm still not safe. Hackathorn, Luis, they're still not safe. But if I'd have to pick anybody, I think Chuck's going to make the playoffs. I think he's going to win. I think Stevens is going to fall out. Jordan Teal's getting better. I think he's going to stay in. Kevin Finn's going to stay in. I want to say Dylan Hickey because I know nothing about Dylan Hickey.
I haven't really, yeah.
But
he's a rookie.
Yeah, Carl said he's a rookie. But he's really impressed me a lot. So I'm thinking maybe Hickey falls out or he doesn't. But I have a feeling before the playoffs start that two guys are going to win to get in. They're not going to be in the top 12 overall in points. They're going to have to win to get in. I'm going to go with Chuck, and I really do think Lafferty's going to win at Daytona in July. That's about it. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. It's heating up on the Cup side for sure. It's really tight. Yeah, I mean, the only guys I can see falling out right now are Stevens and maybe Dylan Hickey, Jordan Teal. It's just everything's so tight. I mean, I don't know. Wade Lear, he struggled this year, both on truck side and the Cup side. He seems to be in the wrong places at the wrong time in every week. That poor guy, I feel bad for him. He seems to end up in a wreck or something every race. So I think he's going to fall back even more than where he's at now. I think in 14th. Richard Hines, I'm kind of predicting him to show up here in the summer months. I know he could drive. Everybody knows he's
really
drive.
Struggled.
He struggled this season, especially like in the DD series as well. I thought he would dominate in that series, but he just didn't have the speed, it seemed like. But I'm expecting him to probably show up here in the summer months. Myself, I don't know if I have the speed and whatnot to make it into the top 12. Maybe I get lucky at a super speedway or something like that, but I think that would be my only chance at making the top 12 for the playoffs. But I mean, it's close battling right now between the top 16 right now. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah.
It just the gap from 8th to 9th, or basically those top 8 guys right now. I feel like are the class of the field. They're better, and they're top 8. They're the top 10 guys every week. So it's going to be not only a battle to see who can win more of these races, but like we said with the playoffs. But Peter, Short, Cam, Paul, Levi, all the guys that have won, they've kind of raised the bar on the competition to where if you want to be competitive with these guys, you got to start doing something else. And I was way off last year, and I feel like they've made me a better sim racer because how fast they were. I feel like I'm the best that I am right now at sim racing because of Peter and Cam and Paul. If I was this good 4 years ago, I feel like I would dominate this league, but I wasn't. And these guys came in here, raised the bar, and I'm having fun. I know he's going to get a win here, and Hackathorn's really surprised me. I feel like he has a lot of speed that I didn't see last year, so it's fun. I think the playing field is finally evening up, and the playoffs, these next 9 races, it's gonna be really exciting. I think it's gonna be a good show.
Seems like the season's kind of flying by here.
Yeah, less off weeks. That's what happens.
Yeah. Speaking
Less
of off weeks, this week coming up on 3 Wide, we are off for both series.
It's a holiday.
Holiday, Memorial Day.
One of the best. One of the best holidays.
Well, we got Indy 500 and Coke 600 on Sunday.
We got Monaco too. It's a triple crown of racing.
Monaco as well taking place.
Monaco at 7.
On the Memorial Day weekend.
Yep. Nobody wants to go to Indy 500 with me, so.
Bummer. A bummer right there.
Offer to drive, and everything, and nobody will go.
Can't, man. Can't. I wish.
Why can't you go? It's the Indy 500 Sunday.
Can't. Grandpa's in the hospital.
Well.
Bummer.
Well, it's definitely a fun week, and I'm excited to watch Monaco. I'm excited to watch. Obviously, I love the Indy 500. It's probably the favorite event of the year for me. I love the racing. I think it's the most purest form of racing out of anything in the world is the Indy 500. I love that so much. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm picking. Hopefully, I think Carlos will put this on air before the Indy 500. So I'm gonna go with Sebastian Bourdais to win it. I think he's from that wreck he had last year. I think he's definitely due. I think Indy's kind of warranted him a Indy 500 win. So it'd be cool to see Sebastian win. I know Danica's in the field.
I think that'll be. Pick Danica.
Danica's got a fast car. Ed Carpenter Racing's fast, but Danica, I don't know. She starts 8th or 7th or 8th for Sunday. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do. And then you got Cook. And then Carlos said it's Hinch's time to shine.
Hinch's time to shine.
So I don't know if James is going to be successful this week.
Jeez.
Unless he ponies up a couple $10 to $15 million to make the show. So I don't know. But then you got Cook 600. So you got a full day of racing.
The sleeper race.
The sleeper race, yes. The sleeper race as it could be exciting, or the sleeper race as you sleep during it.
I know.
I sleep during it.
I know when I went to that race a couple of years ago. I think it was when Harvick won back in the 29 car. That was a long race. I almost fell asleep in the stands, but I didn't. Yeah. It was a cool atmosphere. The whole weekend down there is awesome. I would recommend, if you haven't gone during that weekend, to go check it out, because they got the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series on Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have the Xfinity race during the day on Saturday, and then you got all the race shops and whatnot. Just a lot of stuff to do down there, and then the big race on Sunday.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely fan
it's a
accessible
cool
that
weekend. Yeah, for sure.
It's fun, but the race itself was
Oh yeah,
fairly
yeah.
boring. I don't
Restrictor
know.
plates are the answer, I guess.
That's another subject. Carlos will be editing
That
us out
is.
for another 2 hours if we talk about that. So,
All right. Well,
I think that's it.
Yeah. After our off week, we come back on the truck side of things. June 10th at Knoxville. We are back on the dirt, and the outsider will be looking for a W at that facility. And then on the cup side, we come back Monday,
Auto Club.
June 4th at Auto Club. All
Yeah, that'll be another
right.
good one.
Not too many people watch
But-
the show, and it should be out by Thursday or Friday. Why don't you talk about that special announcement that should be out before this podcast is out?
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. Carlos just came to my attention that we should talk about our special announcement. Can we talk about it? Like, can we talk about the announcement or tease into the announcement?
There we go.
Okay, well,
ahead.
we have a special announcement to make, and we've been teasing it for a while now. Carlos wants to make the announcement that him and Hanshaw are having a baby. But no, that's not the announcement. 3
We
Wide
have
TV
a special announcement.
obviously broadcasts the Cup Series, and Corey, for the longest time, has always been wanting to do something special for the All-Star race. The last couple years has been boring, just like the All-Star race on real life. It's been boring. So we want to do something different. This year, we are bringing the late models to South Boston for the All-Star Shootout, and it's going to be for a lot of money. Corey
man.
I know it's going to be a race to win. Corey's ponying up quite a few amount of dollars. I don't really know how much it is to win the race.
Big money.
But it's big money to win the thing. We're going to have multiple heats, qualifying. We're qualifying first in multiple heats, maybe a day for practice. But some things that I want to tell you that I'm really excited about is all paint schemes go. You just can't have duplicates. So you can run any paint scheme. You want to run your Dale Earnhardt Goodwrench Wrangler number 3, you can do it. So any paint scheme goes. You just have to register on the 3 Wide Racing website. And if you are a charter driver, I don't have any of these notes in front of me, so I'm just rambling. If you're a charter driver, you are free entry no matter what.
Entry,
So this is the Cup Series All-Star race, but if you have a Truck Series charter, you can run it as well for free. If you don't have a charter, if you're a newbie, you want to try it out, you want to win all the money, it's a $5 entry fee. Just make sure you register on 3wideracingleague.com, and you pay the there's going to be a link, a PayPal link, where you just submit $5.
I believe there's a link, yes.
Yeah, you just submit $5 to Corey. But make sure you put your name, your iRacing name, your email, your number. If you're a charter driver, you're obviously racing your number. You're not changing your number. And your sponsor. So that's what we want to get through. We want to have a big show. We want to have 40, 50 guys. 25 make the race. 25 make the feature. We're going to have heats, LCQs, everything. It's going to be a blast. And it is going to be schedule Cup Series. The race is going to be June 18th. So you still got time. Almost less than a month. So that'll be our big announcement. Obviously, 3 Wide TV is going to announce it. It's going to be a big show. It's going to be fun. It's all-star race, and it's for a bunch of money, so I expect people to get mad at each other. But obviously, it's for fun.
Feelings will be hurt.
I think this will make the all-star race fun. And it's hard to make these things fun because you're not really racing for anything. But we're putting some money on the line. I love money races, so it'll be a good time. And it's a fixed setup, obviously.
Yeah, it should be. It should make for a fun-filled night of racing for sure. But I think that is gonna do it for us tonight on this show. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody at 3 Wide Racing and 3 Wide TV. Special thanks to Carlos and R.K Productions. And again, thank you to our fans for tuning in and listening to us on this show. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Yeah. Have a happy Memorial Day.